test pilot Mr. Cool Guy here, and well, it is most likely the month of December over on Earth 3. Yep, won't be long before it's Christmas there. Some people will be experiencing snow. Some, most likely not. Different climates around Earth 3. I mean, we could have, made a system to where it was just consistent, type of temperatures and everything across the board. But we figured it was just more natural, to leave it how it is, not mess with all that, right? 'Cause we just didn't want to, cause any catastrophic things by messing with the planet's natural nature weather cycle, right? Yeah, we decided it's not worth the risk. No one should have that kind of power or control over the weather, right? Well, anyways, you know what time it is, randoms? It's time for 10 random facts you may or may not know. Starting with fact number 1. Leap year. As midnight approaches on New Year's Eve in Denmark, people traditionally stand on a chair and leap down to the floor. Danes believe that by spending the last moments of the old year with their feet off the ground, they can jump into the new year with fresh enthusiasm, leaving any negativity behind. It's an interesting tradition. I mean, I've never thought to leap from a chair on New Year's. I mean, hey, it's good to leave negativity behind, and if you do that by jumping off a chair into the new year with fresh enthusiasm, hey, it's a good way to start off the year with a happy attitude. 'Cause I mean, who wouldn't jump off a chair? You'd have to be either drunk, and I guess whether you're drunk or not, you'd have to be happy jumping off that chair. Hopefully you are, right? 'Cause if you are, then you're doing it for good vibes and happy times. But, yeah, if you're doing it 'cause you're sad, sort of jumping off a chair, no. Please do not. Good times are coming. I promise. May not be soon, but they will come. There's always a silver lining. Alrighty, let's move on to fact number 2. Split style. Built in the 18th century, Castle Ward in County Down, Northern Ireland, is a stately mansion of 2 halves. The owners, Lord and Lady Bangor, could not agree about style, so they split the house down the middle, internally and externally, to accommodate both their tastes. One half is built in his preferred classic Palladian style, the other in her choice of the more elaborate Gothic style. Shortly after the house was finished, the couple separated. I mean, you've heard it before, like in certain things, like when couples separate, they're like, I get half of everything, right? I mean, but you don't usually hear them saying, I get half of the house, right? I mean, who knows what their life was like? But like, to be so disagreeable, you just like, I get this house my half of this house my way, and you get this half of the house your way. Like, I mean, there's like houses with a bit of mixed styles, but you don't even hear about houses that are half this style and half that style. I mean, it's good they were able to come to a compromise, but oof, man. But hey, I mean, I guess it worked out for him. I mean, maybe not on the marriage end, but you know, the house style, sure. So I guess there's one positive. Alrighty, it's time for fact number 3, wedding shower. Residents of Gorakhpur, India, tried to solve the drought in the summer of 2022 by marrying 2 frogs, a tradition that is supposed to bring rain. Hundreds of people attended the ceremony, and the following day, heavy rain fell in the region for the first time in weeks. In 2019, it rained so much after a similar frog wedding in Bhopal, India, that 2 months later the frogs were divorced so that the rain would stop. It was probably a coincidence that it rained the following day after. I mean, that just seems like a big coincidence, right? I mean, I don't, believe in, like, stuff like that, but if you want to get logical about it, and you don't want to say it was a coincidence, you could say, because, there's animals up in the afterlife, you could say there were some frogs watching. I don't know if frogs can cry. I personally have never seen a frog up close to know for sure. But if they can, you could say there were some frogs watching from up above, and they were crying tears of joy. I guess. I mean, it's probably not what happened, but, who knows? But it was more than likely a coincidence. Right. Anyways, let's move on to fact number 4. Model material. Rescue dogs Suki and Ivy are internet famous for wearing adorable crochet hats. All of the hats are crocheted by their owner, Yanni. Suki and Ivy first went viral after Yanni shared a photo of them wearing broccoli hats. The adorable duo quickly gained an online following and were soon wearing all sorts of handmade headgear. They are most often seen wearing hats shaped like dog-friendly foods. Yanni hosts the cute photos to teach people not to judge dogs like Suki and Ivy by their appearance. Pretty neat. And yes, not all dogs, are dangerous. Can dogs bite you and stuff? Yes. If they're not trained, they'll just bite you. And some dogs, if you provoke them enough, yeah, they will bite. Dogs have a limited patience, much like humans. But, not all dogs are dangerous. They may look dangerous, but some dogs are friendly. But, it is just funny sounding to me. Most dogs, or really any dog, you put a vegetable in front of them and they just refuse to eat it. These dogs are wearing it. It's just like, you won't eat it, but you'll wear it. Alrighty. Anyways, let's move on to fact number 5. Real quick. I'm sure there are some of you out there who have a problem with this opinion. It's just an opinion. I have a right to it. You don't have to take it. It's a free world, but dogs aren't vegan. Do not make your dog vegan. If you want to be vegan, kudos to you. But your dog is not a human. Don't make it vegan. Just 'cause you're not. Anyways, fact number 5. Chocolate frog. Deep in the Peruvian Amazon, a frog that looks a lot like a yummy chocolate treat has been found. Nicknamed the tapir frog because of its snout, this burrowing frog has been hiding for ages. While known by locals, it wasn't discovered by scientists until 2022. That is crazy. Can you imagine looking like a yummy treat? I mean, sure, it probably looks like a yummy treat to whatever animal potentially eats it. Can you imagine being an animal that human mistakes you for a yummy treat? Right? That's why, if you're out there in the jungle or whatever, and you're not an expert on, surviving in the jungle, all the things you should and shouldn't eat, be careful. Not everything is edible. Sure, you might be able to eat it, but there's a chance it could have some very bad side effects. So do not eat whatever you see lying around in the jungle. And if you're going to go into the jungle, make sure either A, you have some knowledge, the thing that is necessary for a lot of things, or B, if you don't, and you just really want to go spend some time in the jungle, take an expert with you. Do not go alone. And no, taking a buddy with you that has as little knowledge as you does not count. Because all you have is a buddy with you. If they don't have as much knowledge as you, what they gonna do? Be smart. Anyways, it's time for fact number 6. Tiny spider. The Colombian spider Patu digua measures only 0.015 inches or 0.37 millimeters long, making it about 1/5 the size of a pinhead. That is tiny. That'd be easy to miss. But let's be honest here. Most humans, even though it is that small, there are some of us who would see it and probably still freak out or whatever, because it's a spider. And most of us don't like spiders. Now, there is some humans who have spiders as pets. I mean, they keep them in like a terrarium, of course. But still. But man, that's crazy. You got your tiny spider like that, and you've got your big spiders. Your really big ones. like the huntsman spider from Australia. I mean, no offense to Australia. No hate to you guys, but it's good that, all the crazy animals, stuff like the huntsman spider are in your territory. I mean, it does suck that you have to deal with that, but at least they aren't able to migrate over here. I mean, other than those killer hornets or whatever that came from, like, Japan or wherever, so. But they can fly, so. Anyways, let's move on to fact number 7. Golf hazard. A western diamondback rattlesnake was discovered in a ball dispenser at a golf driving range in Scottsdale, Arizona. That's crazy. We were just talking about, dangerous animals or whatever, being careful. And a rattlesnake was discovered in a ball dispenser. Yeah, this is why you gotta be careful, like in grassy areas or places where snakes can fit. 'Cause, they're not your friend. I mean, yes, if you're a professional and with all the proper techniques and all, yes, you can tame a snake and make it your pet. But but like I said, that's for when you're a professional. Right? And you have taken time to learn and not just read some Google page. Right? But man, that is crazy. Snakes can get into whole lots of places. Right? That is nuts. Alrighty. Well, let's move on to fact number 8. Daring stunt. When actor Harold Lloyd hung from the hands of a large clock on the side of an office building high above a busy street in the 1923 silent movie Safety Last, he did so with only 8 fingers. He had lost part of his right index finger, his entire right thumb, and part of his palm 4 years earlier in a stunt that went wrong. That is crazy. Man, that's only 8 fingers? Man, for some people it'd be tough to do it with 10 because of arm strength. This guy did it with 8. That's impressive. Having only 8 fingers and you're still doing movie stunts? That was like back in 1923, so equipment and safety stuff wasn't as advanced as it is today. But he was a professional, so he knew what he was doing. But don't you go trying it. Just because we have advanced stuff doesn't mean you are probably gonna have the common sense to use it. Because we have more advanced safety features today, but there are still, non-professionals doing stuff that only professionals should do, and then they get seriously hurt, and, they had, abided by their common sense, they wouldn't have gotten injured. But, stupid people do stupid things. They learn one way or another. You just hope they learn the smart way, not the experience way. Anyways, let's move on to fact number 9. Willy Wonka. Nick Franklin from Manchester, England, has collected more than 2,000 items of Willy Wonka memorabilia, including a life-size cutout of actor Gene Wilder, who played Willy Wonka in the 1971 movie, a 10-foot-long or 3-meter candy cane from the 2005 film, and 100 different versions of Roald Dahl's Charlie and the Chocolate Factory novel. That's crazy. One, the fact that there's 2,000 items of Willy Wonka memorabilia, potentially more. I didn't think there'd be that many. And two, the fact that this man has 100 different versions of one novel. I mean, obviously, novels are gonna have like 2 or 3 versions, but like 100? That's crazy. For one book? Well, I mean, okay. The Bible has quite a few versions, so I guess it's not unbelievable, but like, that spans over many years, and as languages are added and, reformed through society or whatever, that's, but like, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory went through 100 different versions. That's, wow. Okay. Alrighty. Let's move on to fact number 10. Paw Patrol. Conan the cat was a stray before he became a security guard. He was adopted by the security team at an office building in Manila, Philippines. Conan wears a security vest during his shifts with the guards. However, his work ethic isn't up to snuff. While he dresses up for the job, he prefers to take naps or hang out at Starbucks and play with his toys. That is crazy. A cat as a security guard. I mean, usually it's, dogs that get put in that kind of role, not cats. But hey, cats can, do some attacking too. They know how to defend themselves, much like dogs. Just not in the same way. So those claws can be sharp. That is crazy. Man. Well, there you have it. There was 10 random facts you may or may not have known, but you know now. Was there any that you knew? If so, let me know down below. Feel free to share any additional information on these facts that you find interesting. Because, if you found these facts interesting, then, share additional information that you find interesting. Other people might find it interesting. I'm sure I will. And if you don't know what to say, and all you can think of is to say hi, well, hi. Howdy, hey. If you enjoyed, leave a like. If you don't want to have to search for it every time, then why not subscribe? It'll be easier to find me that way. And if you hit that notification bell, you'll know as soon as a new batch of 10 random facts are sent out for you to see. Not that you have to watch it right then, but you'll know. You don't have to wait for this interesting knowledge. 'Cause it's interesting. And you want to hear more. And share this with others. Don't keep it all to yourself. This is meant to be spread out for everyone to hear. Everyone. All across the world. And out in space. Alrighty. Well, I'm Space Pilot Mr. Cool Guy, and as I always say, my fellow randoms, to infinity and more facts.
Randoms. I've run the term through every archive I can access, and nowhere does it list a species choosing that name willingly. So either your classification systems are broken, or your humor is. Cool guy insists I embrace it. Ridiculous. Randoms. I'd mock the name, but you did it yourselves. Now subscribe. The cosmos needs the laugh.